Well, hello, and welcome back to the Dose of Dandy podcast with me, Nicholas Fairford, and Nathan Rawlinson. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking all about travel, something that we both love to do. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. So, Nathan, today we're talking about travel. Now, obviously, that is something that you do for work all the time. It's basically your job, so you're constantly traveling. In fact, I think out of everybody I've ever met, you're the person who travels more than anyone else. And when I was in your kitchen area, I looked at your calendar, and it's constantly just filled with travel, travel, travel. So we do travel quite a lot together as well, which is always fun. And we've decided today to dress accordingly, and we've gone for a kind of South of France theme. So tell everybody about your outfit and what you're wearing.
I'm actually wearing a matching cashmere jumper with a cartoon from Walker Slater. It's a beautiful Scottish brand, it's a nice quality and everything. And I'm wearing the almost like silk cotton trousers from Astor. Surprised to believe it or not, it looks like a designer, but it's not. I had it for quite a long time, and I wear it every time I'm going traveling. And it's just very easy to wear, and I match with my Milano Blahnik slip-on wool, and I bought them from the sale. I said, oh, I had to get them.
Very nice.
Yeah, so you're kind of matching our colour then.
Yeah, blue and white, my favourite.
Okay.
Especially when you're going like to the French Riviera or something.
Or the Capri.
We need to do that this year, I think. I want to go back. It's one of my favourite places.
It's been a while.
And we have never been together.
No.
So maybe
On our list.
Yeah, it's on the list. So, talking about travel, we recently went to Moritz before Christmas, and I think I wanted to mention that because it's my favourite. It was my favourite destination that we visited last year, and we just had such a good time, didn't we?
We had a belly A.
Yeah.
All the way through the trip. We did. From the name with the airport, carrying family luggage, arriving in style, and nigger of nowhere in Sandsmore, it kind of like bit. Looking back, it was a memory.
It was.
It was an incredible trip.
It was, and I think the best thing for me was that I think it was the second day that we got there, and we decided to have a champagne outside doing a photo shoot, and then we got a little bit drunk and we ended up going shopping and spending way too much money. So we were in Prada, and the sales assistants were giving us even more champagne, and that's quite a mistake because you end up enjoying the situation, and we ended up buying sunglasses and we bought scarves, but I remember just having the best time ever. It was my favourite trip with you.
Like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the moment.
It was.
Wonderful. And everyone looked up at that one that only went like, oh, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, spoil opportunity. And it's like, oh, what the best day.
But then, do you remember on the way home when I started to feel unwell? And it was a bit of a panic.
Yeah.
So we had to get the train from Moritz to
Zurich.
Yeah.
Zurich.
And it's a 3-hour train journey, and I started to get this cramp, and I thought that I was dying. So Nathan had to really just tell me just to calm down and stop being such a drama queen.
Whoa.
Because I remember thinking that I might need to go to hospital, so I said, Nathan, we're going to have to miss our flight, and I'm going to have to go to hospital. And he was like, we're not missing the flight, we're getting on the train.
It was a bit melodramatic, but it was fine at the end. I had to calm Nicolas down, just all would be okay and everything. I'm trying to distract you, have some laugh and everything, but couldn't laugh too much because of cramp, but we got there and calmed down to the end. And you know what happened at the end? We missed our flight.
Yes, we did. Well, we didn't miss our flight was cancelled. It was cancelled.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was cancelled, yeah, not me, we can, yeah.
So that was one of our travel disasters, but it was still one of the best trips.
And at the very end, when we got to the airport, when we arrived, we meant to go to Edinburgh, but we had to divert to Glasgow. It was a long story, but our luggage got lost.
It did.
Hey
So
ho!
it was
It's
a
not always
very
about glamorous travel.
no,
There's
it's not
always the high and low.
definitely, and
But we managed to get it at the end. Well, 5 days later,
so that was a long week without all of our
yeah,
things.
and you had to delay with your content. You to pick up your camera within the luggage.
Yes,
So let alone take your camera in your bag with you.
these are the lessons that we're given just to remember for next time. So that's good.
Yeah.
So, shall we move on to the dandy dilemma of the week? So, this question is from Alex from Perth, and he says, I love travelling and want to travel elegantly, but always feel dishevelled. Help. So, what advice would you give to Alex who wants to travel elegantly, but always feels like it's a bit of a chaotic experience?
If you want to travel elegant way of doing it, it always better to organize everything in a bond like call to the hotel concierge and they I would like to have a travel transfer, that sort of thing. They will pick you up with a name, holding, that sort of thing. Take you to the hotel, get everything ready, make sure you let them know what time is your flight arrival, so the rooms will be ready, all that. Everything's very smooth. That's my way of looking at luxury rather than doing everything last minute, you get more stress. And it's not a holiday to remember if you're doing that, especially when you go to a place within their time
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, you're not sure what you're doing. It's better to get everything organized. And of course, make sure you bring a bit of plenty of clothes so you have a lot of choice that you will feel, ooh, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, depending on the weather, depending on what you're doing with the activities and that sort of thing.
And I think another good tip with clothes is to make sure that you unpack. So what we do, even if we're only staying at a hotel for 2 nights, we always unpack everything. And
Just to
sometimes
make sure.
sometimes we're going to be traveling on after that, so we've got a full case. But if you've got your suitcase opened up with everything in and you're flinging through and making a mess,
Yeah.
it's so
Everything
hectic
out
in the
there.
mind. So unpack all of your stuff. You'll feel it will take an hour at the most, and it will feel you'll be able to breathe and see what you've got, and you can just have the room nice and tidy. So I would say that that is a great way to do it as well. Just unpack all of your stuff, see it all in front of you, and you'll feel less disheveled.
And also, there's another tip, always bring a little beauty toiletry with you, maybe a little perfume or a hand cream or a face mist that you feel all fresh, especially if you're going on a long haul or short haul, always bring a little beauty tip with you and you will feel all clean when you're on the arrival. That's what I've always do, especially when I had to deal with Nicola for nearly 12-hour journey to Mexico.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But with saying that at the end, I put some perfume on, I put some face mist on my face, and I felt like a brand new person again. So the little thing just to make a huge difference.
Yeah. So it's all about planning, organizing, and just making sure that you can try to have everything covered so that you can keep everything smooth. Because when you're in a new place, everything is new and everything is for the first time. So you need to make sure that everything you can control is organized.
Exactly.
So it's all about organization.
Yeah. What is your best moment of your travel experience? Not with me in it, but from your own experience in the past.
I think my favorite time of travel, the one that sticks out the most, and it's probably never going to happen again because it was such a glamorous thing. But with my ex-boyfriend, we were living in Dubai, and in the summertime, when it gets to about April, it gets too hot and you can't really stay, so people always escape. So we planned to go on a big holiday around Europe, and it was a 6 week holiday,
Wow.
and it started off in Paris, and then we drove through France, and then we arrived in the south of France in Cannes. So we were there, and then we went on to Monaco, and then we drove to Florence. And then we ended up in Capri. So all of these places, apart from Paris, were new destinations, and it just felt like a very magical time. And like I said, probably never going to happen again. And I remember feeling at the time, wow, try to appreciate every minute of this trip because it could never happen again. So yeah, I just feel like sometimes I feel like it was all a dream because it was just so amazing. But I remember, um, like when I arrived in Capri for the first time, you get the boat there because it's an island, obviously. And there's this amazing scent in the air because of all of the trees, and they've got like bougainvillea trees. And when the wind blows, you get this gorgeous like honeysuckle fragrance, and it just felt like being in the 1960s or something. Everybody just seemed to be very
Chic.
and elegant, and it was like a time gone by. And I think what is so special about Capri is that it is unchanged, so it just looks like it would have done in the 60s when glamorous people like Jackie O and Babe Paley would have visited there. It feels exactly the same. So that was definitely my trip, and I have to say, for a 6-week trip, it went pretty smoothly, and it was all okay. There's nothing I can think of that was a disaster.
Sounds very glamorous trip. But may I ask, how did you manage all the luggage with this much work? Did you overpack? Stem a Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton truck?
I overpacked. I always, you know me, I always overpack. Like, if we go on a trip, I like to have options, and I think that is just something that makes me feel relaxed. I'd rather have too much than be in a place and think, oh, I've got nothing to wear. So we just had, because we had a car to drive, we just filled the car with all of our luggage, and we just did it that way. And actually, when I said there were no disasters, the one thing that we didn't realize was that Capri is a very small island, and it's not really suitable for cars. So we had our car on the ferry with us, and when we got there, everybody was looking at us like we'd gone mad because the streets are so narrow when we tried to drive the car.
Did you have at the time?
I'm not going to say the car. It's embarrassing.
Oh, it's not a Bentley then.
It's a Porsche, but it was quite long. And trying to wind through the streets of Capri, my boyfriend
You
at
need
the
to
time.
uncar because all your clothes, your luggage.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare. So after that, we realised that you never take a car to Capri. Bit of a silly thing.
If I say something to make you feel better, I remember at the time, I was going to New York for the New Year for 3 nights, and then going to Caribbean on the New Year Day for 2 weeks. So I remember hiring a chauffeur car, the Rolls Royce, on the way. So I thought it was very glamorous. I know it sounded a bit pretentious, but I thought, well, why not? You have one life to enjoy. So we filled with me and my ex-partner and his parents, that we had a lovely time. But for one thing, I realized that the Rolls Royce could fit all of our luggage. But especially, I bought 4 luggage, right? And I thought, so we had to hire another car just for the luggage alone. So you had 2 cars following along all the way to Heathrow Airport. She goes in the business class lounge, with the no, it was the Virgin Royal, whatever. And then I remember, I thought, oh my God, I have to get another car following it only for the luggage. Sounds when I had to,
Watching. So only you would do that.
of course, any me would. I wouldn't mind doing this again. Required, required.
So yeah, that was my little my place. My most memorable trip was that Europe trip and ending in Capri, which was amazing. But for you, if someone said to you, what if you could only go to one place ever again for the rest of your life, you can't go anywhere else, which place would you choose?
I would see myself escape to the Greek island.
The Greek islands.
Forget everything's blue, white, very pristine, very calm. I mean, forget Santorini, all those tourists, but the uncovered hidden gem. Because I'm half Greek myself, and I have a family living there. And when I come home, I just feel home.
Yeah.
It just feels so nice when I have the fresh, clean water sparkle like a diamond and diamond. The food is out of the world, healthy and fresh. People are so polite. The good weather's not too hot, not too cold. And I like to feel really, really relaxed there.
It's a beautiful place, isn't it? And there's so many different beautiful islands that you can go to.
Definitely just boy for sure.
You are, and then the food is amazing. Greek food is my favorite.
It is.
Yeah, all the lemon and the chicken and the
And
freshness.
but lemon.
Yeah, we both really enjoy lemon. So maybe this year we need to plan a trip to Greece.
Yeah.
Because have we got that on the cards?
Apparently we're coming to, in the summer, we're going to Athens and to
Oh,
the
yes.
Greek island.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And then in terms of travel that we're going to do together this year, we're going to Paris in about 2 weeks'
Yeah.
time. And then where else are we going? Tell me where we're going because I forget.
Oh, we got a few in the pipeline. We are planning to go to. We are going to Paris and Bond, and then we got Athens, Greece coming up, and then we got a potential lot of Europe destination for planning, and a lot of UK and Scotland.
Yeah.
That
And
kind of thing.
we're also going to go to Mallorca
New Yorker.
because my family go there every year. My sister's got a house, so we're gonna go there. And I can show you that. So yeah, we've got a lot of travel this year, which is always fun. And yeah, even though you can be a bit of a diva, it's always fun traveling with you.
But with that, I love all the European holiday. I do really enjoy the long haul. I mean, I do like traveling so much, don't get me wrong, but the long haul, the patient and everything, you can get quite tricked, but it's how you manage. But with the European, it had so many flair, the architecture, the views, so many different culture, and
Yeah.
view our journey.
I know we're very lucky to live where we do and have access to all those different destinations and such variety as well. I mean, it is pretty incredible the way that you can be like in 2 hours somewhere totally different to here.
Uh,
Yeah. So I was thinking about like travel icks and things that I used to find really bizarre. And the thing that I used to find the most annoying, I just couldn't understand, is when you are boarding the plane and everybody's queuing up to get onto the plane for like half an hour. And I used to think, why is everybody standing up, wasting time standing in the queue when we're all going to get on the same plane? And you
and
know,
we all getting up anyway.
yeah, but I learnt my lesson because I was somebody who waited to the very, very end to get on the plane. I'd be the last one. And once I was flying from Barcelona back to Edinburgh, and I waited to the very end to get on the plane, and the last person went through, so I stood up and I got to the gate, and he said, "Sorry, the gate's closed," and he wouldn't let me on the plane.
What?
Yeah, and he said, "You shouldn't have sat there waiting. You should have just got on the plane." And I missed the flight and had to get another flight the next day. Yes, so that was a bit of a disaster for me, and taught me a lesson that I should just board the plane like everybody else.
Oh, God. Now, the fact that you're saying about making the flight, it happened to me as well.
It did.
Well, the disadvantage of being there is that I missed my flight because I overslept and I couldn't hear the alarm. I mean, I had a vibrator on, but I was just asleep. I think I had about 4 vibrators to make sure I was awake, but I just overslept. And I woke up and I just screamed in panic. Like, I missed my flight! But I had to run to the airport, get the luggage and everything. And I was like, oh, and to be cheeky on me, I play my dead car. And I thought, oh, and I'm dead, and I'm making the staff feeling sorry for me. We managed to get on the next flight for free.
Did
I was
you?
lucky, it was about a few hours late. I had to make my friend wait for me in Copenhagen. God, but lesson learned, try be more manageable. But I can't be helped when you're in a situation like that.
I know, and I think it is one of the things that because you are deaf, it's something that you don't really. Well, since I've been traveling with you, I've started to notice that travel is quite difficult. Like when you're in an airport and you have to listen to the tannoy to tell you, maybe the flight's delayed, or when you're on the plane and they're doing an announcement saying, if it's bumpy or something, and you never know what's going on. So I always have to tell you,
Always behind.
yeah. So I think I've definitely had my eyes open to what it's like being deaf and just how much you are kind of just an afterthought.
I have to constantly looking on the announcement screen,
Yeah.
the boarding gate, just making sure that the people can hear. Whereas I kind of have to stand there, let people go, what's wrong with that guy standing up like an idiot, looking on the boarding gate to make sure, and everything. But it's not quite relaxing to travel.
No.
If you know where you're going and everything, but it's always good to have double check, or actually a triple check, just to make sure everything is fine.
Yeah.
Because it's not the first time I miss my flight. It's not the first time I miss my train. Sometimes the train that powerful. When I'm on, announcement start talking, it's diverted, different places. And I was like, what is happening?
I know. It can be quite challenging.
Oh, won't get new to it.
Yeah. Nothing else we can do.
Yeah.
So I just thought it'd be nice for us to chat about perhaps a place that you haven't been yet that you want to go. For me, I've never been to, which I can't believe, I've never been to the US. And because my YouTube audience is mainly in the US, I feel like this year or next year, I need to do a big, like a month-long trip to the US because I need
Got a
to,
huge US audience,
yeah.
and they adore you.
So it would be nice to go there and just feel that connection. And there's so many, like we were talking about Europe, America's so big and it is quite different in all the different regions. So I definitely want to go there. I think I would want to start with like the New England
The
areas.
Nantucket,
Yes.
Rhode Island, the Hamptons, New York, Boston,
Yeah.
that sort of vibe, Washington, and then the Palm Beach, and then carried on to South Carolina, and carried on from there.
Beautiful. What about you? What's a place that you haven't been that you want to go?
Mm. For me, I mean, I love Europe very much. I had a beautiful art and everything, but this year I want to challenge myself a bit more and to be more educated with the culture. I would like to go to India.
India. That's a
Over
good
there,
choice.
it's not on my top list, but something about India, it just draws me. It's
Yeah.
the architecture, the color, the community, the lifestyle they have there is
Yeah.
quite different, quite bizarre. But some people can say, oh, it's not there, but actually, it's all about common sense, what you're doing.
Yes.
If you go to the hotel, you'll be fine. They have so many beautiful hotels, amazing restaurants, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I really want to do that for maybe at least 2 weeks.
I think India would be a place that would be great for you because it's something so different to what you're used to. And you kind of have to just embrace the. It's kind of like an assault on the senses because you've got all the sights and all the colors and all the fragrances of the food and the streets, and it's such like it's a real thing for the senses. So I think it's a great place for to really
Most,
push yourself.
that would be most challenging, but I'm sure you might have to do my Instagram all very brown and clean neutral. But going to India, it's really vibrant colours. So I'm thinking, how do I tune that? But of course, it's their culture. I want to channel that. That's why I like to go
Yeah,
and embrace it.
yeah,
Yeah,
perfect. That would be a great trip to do.
yeah.
So, we like to end the podcast with a bit of a debate, but it's quite difficult, as I mentioned in other episodes, because we agree on many things. And I know that we're going to agree on this next topic because we travel together all the time. A lot of people that I know have this mindset when they're traveling that they just want to be really, really comfortable at the airport and on the plane. And they always say to me, "Why do you dress up so much to go on a plane when you have, you're going to be traveling and get dirty?" But I think that it's very important to look really elegant when I'm traveling, and I know you do. What do you think about people who are more casual?
I don't like it. No. I think I was born and at the wrong era. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand comfort over look, which is important for some people, and I agree with that. It's just that the matter of fact, when you're traveling, it's important to feel nice, something to look forward to. You could put your mindset, but what I normally do, I always get to impress, especially how long or how short you're traveling and where you're staying. So often, if it's a long haul, I always bring my almost casual clothes, like a stock hoodie, with a nice comfortable trouser, expecting a long haul. And I'll always pick that pack in my bag and then change my nice clothes. I've seen a lot of people, it's like they're getting out of the bed
Yes.
in their pyjama with the hair up, the stock over and the slide up with the stock. And I'm like, oh my God. Especially some people going to the business class or third class and then great, horrendous. And I actually got a headache from it.
It gives you a headache.
Yeah. And I have
Oh,
to get a paracetamol so many times.
you need an allergy
I'm
pill.
really sorry, don't get in the wrong way, but it's just no for me.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
agree.
sorry, it's like you're going to Bennett on the Orient Express, and it's a beautiful, expensive trip, and you wear a really not great clothes, and it doesn't fit well. It's a big no for me.
Yeah, I agree. But I understand that a lot of people think that they just want to be very, very comfortable. I mean, I know people who literally just roll out of bed, get to the airport, they want to just relax. And yeah, I can see that point of view. But I just think that we always talk about elevating life and making life as enjoying it as much as possible. And I just think that going to the airport and having a lovely outfit and thinking about what you're going to wear, and I just feel also that I'm representing uh, my country and where I'm traveling from. You know, when you go through the airport, you have your passport stamped and they're seeing that you're coming from the UK. And if you're all coming through looking like in your pajamas, I just think it sends a bad message. So I just like to enjoy the part of dressing up. And when we go through the airport in our clothes, I just really enjoy that.
Really funny you say that because I've noticed I'm with a friend of mine who's from America and they get the impression of, oh, the England, Scotland, everyone looks so preppy, very debonair, very class, whatever, but actually most of them dress like a chap. And it's so embarrassing, you know, I'm kind of like, this is the real UK. It's not what you've seen on your social media or Pinterest or the film. It's not the actual English people, but they do dress up if you go to really, like if you go to the first class or private jet or that sort of thing, they elevated, of course. But if you go to a general plane, it's nice to get up. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. So that is the message of this episode, I think, that Nathan will be the fashion police if he ever sees you at the airport, and he wants you to dress better.
And one more thing, please do not take your shoes off or take your socks off and put your feet on the chair. It's a disgusting habit.
Yeah, it's not very
I
pleasant.
don't want to see anyone's feet.
Definitely not.
No, have you seen that?
I've seen it many times, yeah. Also, a lot of people tend now, like people with long hair, will put their hair over the
Oh, no.
over the suit.
Ooh, I don't need any blotting.
Yeah.
And also, it's not only the air, but on the train. I think it's quite rude for some people to put the feet on the chair.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're all paying to get on the train, on the public transport if we have to. And seeing people put their dirty shoes on the chair, and often for me, I tell them, can you sit over there? And they go, why? I thought, well, you put your feet on that, and I don't want to sit on that one. I want to clean on the clean feet. So it's to give them the education. It's not okay to do that.
Mm.
You know, you give a bit of respect.
Yeah, it's all about just respect and thinking about everybody else, not just yourself. Yeah. Wonderful. So that was a very fun episode, thinking about our travel
Ooh,
experiences, and yeah, we've got plenty more coming in that regard. So
right then.
yeah, it's going to be a fun year for travel. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Don't forget, if you have a dandy dilemma that you would like us to solve for you, please do write and we will see if we can answer that for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. And we look forward to seeing you next time. But until then, take care.
Bye bye.